Gonna verify audio.
Go to do the check to make sure that it's working. We only get one time a month to practice, or 2 times a month to practice.
Somebody else walking in.
We're good.
Okay, calling to order the July board meeting of the Troy Community Land Bank. And first thing to do is to call the roll. Jamie Maker is not here yet. Brian Barker.
Here.
Sean Spallin here. Andrew Cooper.
Here.
Monica Kurzieski.
Here.
Brian Sano.
Here.
Kim Ash McPherson. She's not here. Brad Lewis is here. Let's see, Paul Donnelly, Jaden Cummings, Seamus Donnelly, nope. Tamara DiMartino.
Yep.
And Bob Connolly.
Here.
And let's see, so absent is Jamie so far, and Kim, and Seamus, and Bob. Who else? That was it.
Kim Ash McPherson.
Yeah.
Kim.
And then real quick, Suzanne, it's not Jaden Jeffrey Cowling is our intern right now, and there's a new member of Land Bank community here. It's Louis Quinones.
Quinones. Do you prefer Louis or Luis?
Oh, Louis is fine.
Louis is fine.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
Louis, we hired Louis as a facilities and construction specialist. So
Ah,
he's here today, so you can say hi to everybody.
Everybody.
Hey, Louis.
hi. Okay, has everyone had a chance to read the minutes from last month's meeting?
Yeah.
Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next we'll have our financial report.
For sure. So, one notable thing that happened is we got our final payment from the original LBI-2 grant. So you'll notice in our operating account, we have a substantially larger amount of money. That's all set by our accounts payables. So we owe Bolton, we paid Bolton, but we owe them about $170,000 for finishing 33406 6th Avenue. And we also, I believe we still owe Delta for the finish of some facade work, but they've completed the work. There was just a question at 898.
They completed the work they've been.
Yeah, but there was a question at 898 River Street. They were holding that final payment, but we're ready to submit that payment today.
Correct.
Obviously, most of the other things are similar month over month. That your accounts payable is a lot lower than it shows there. We still have some prepaid rents. This has, the same deposit amount for the security deposit. We've moved the interest on the security deposit account over to the money market account. So that account might reflect a higher number, but at the beginning of each month, I move it over. So our net income is about $496,000. We're down a little bit, but we have some reimbursements that'll come back to us when we apply for them in the next month or so. Namely, the work we've done at 332 9th Street and a lot of our operating expenses.
And some work at 32 Pond.
Yes, we did. Yeah, you're right. Deciding off of that. Yep. So there's a distinction between whether or not work is capital improvement, then we can get a reimbursement for it, or property maintenance, which is cleaning out trash and stuff. So at 332 9th Street, when we cleaned out trash, it is a potential to get a reimbursement on LBI-1, but then when we rip the siding off or remove it through capital improvements, we have to get that from LBI-2. They're two separate things. So, yep, we have our P&L at the end of all that. We're at $496,000. And some interesting notable things, I think, is we've earned $14,000 in rent this year, which is nice, and $6,000 in interest income, and that helps make the land bank a little more sustainable. And I provided all the reconciliation reports for our accounts that we use this month. And so I'll be a little brief today because we have a little bit to get through, and I know a couple of board members have to get going at 9 o'clock. So I'm open for questions if anybody has questions on any of the financial reports.
Okay. If there are no questions, we'll move on to the executive director's report.
All right. I provided everybody with the piece of paper. That's my report today. And I'll go over the items in italics. I can go over any of the other items, but this is just a basic overview of what we've done this month. We posted an interview for facilities construction specialist job. Obviously, you met Lewis today. He's here. Lewis, do you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Sure. As far as taking the position as a construction specialist and supervisor, it's a great opportunity. I look forward to working with each and every one of you and learning more about the company and how everything works and so on. And we'll talk more in the future. I don't have much to say, sorry.
Yeah, and your background, you're a veteran, right?
Yes,
And
military police officer.
Thank you. Thank you for your service.
how many years did you serve?
I did 10
10 years. And then
Wow.
now you've started your own business and you live in.
I live in, so I have a house in Troy, but I live in Clifton Park also.
Okay. Yep, and you're working on the house in Lansingburg, and
Yes,
I believe you have a construction business that you're looking to supplement your hours.
absolutely, yes. And this is a good way to do it and give back to the community also, because this is also a great program, and I like everything that you guys do and stand for, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, something that stood out to me with Lewis is when we were interviewing, he was discussing blueprints and how sometimes that they don't match actual site conditions.
Yes, I've actually fallen into that. I think a good example was the Seven Brews, where the actual the actual drains weren't matching up, and they just told me to just flip flop it because I had noticed that the actual I'm not gonna break for here.
That's all right.
But the drains weren't matching up, and I brought it up to the GC. They noticed it. They just to just rectify it instead of just changing the whole blueprints, which is kind of a pain. They just had me just flip flop them and just go about and just finish up the job the best way I could, and I did.
That was the 7 Brew in Clifton Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so one of the things that I was most interested in is finding somebody that can read blueprints, that can understand when the existing conditions. So that was really a determining factor in bringing you on board as you described that situation. So thank you for that.
Absolutely, yes.
We listed 6th Avenue, Paul. I think we had one showing. So
We had one showing to a potential investor. He took some time with it. He hasn't gotten back to us yet, but is interested in the property.
So then when you say investor, it's restricted to owner occupied.
He was thinking about buying it on his own, renting it out, et cetera. Then he thought about an investment scenario, and I let him know that may be why he's not getting back to us, because it is limited to owner occupied.
All right, so at this point, no potential.
No,
but that's what we have.
nothing there. We have no food.
Yeah, so if the board wants to do anything different, they can in the future, but that's where we are today.
Correct.
It's on Zillow.
It's on Zillow. It's currently not on the MLS, and we have not engaged our realtor.
Which is okay. We're not cash strapped or struggling.
Right.
So at this point, we can pump it on social media, Facebook and that sort of stuff, but that's at least where we are in terms of that building.
I'd say give it another month.
How much do you have it listed for on Zillow?
225.
225, and that was per the
How many
recommendation from the
2
executive
units.
committee.
We're completely remodeled. And then we had a couple of projects that we did this month. I'll just show you pictures of it. The first one is we started getting the service line. Yeah, of course, it's over here on the other street. So we dug up the sidewalk out in front of 836 River Street and got a new Buffalo box and new service line for the water. From here, the plumber will take the rest of it, but this is just the excavation and service line company, new Buffalo box there. Then also, we finally got our last 2 boards on a ramp outside. One of those things, and this is actually better from here. This actually where these dirt stains are. This is our basement entrance outside. And
Where the drop doors are. All right.
yeah, and Bowles property maintenance dug out this area right here, and then relaid the bricks in there, and then went in and parged the whole thing, poured a little slab at the bottom, and just put a little stair.
Wow.
I did ask him to go all the way because down there, when you go through the doorway, you hit your
You
head.
hit your head.
And I just wanted it to be safe for egress, but not necessarily like, if it went all the way, it pushed the stairs out so far that you would have to like duck, and getting materials is already hard.
Crawl out from that.
Yeah, easily. But, you know, the
Crawl
basement,
space.
for all that don't know, stores are extra stuff left over from jobs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's hardwood flooring down there, there's a couple of windows down there, there's a couple of cabinets down there, et cetera. So we're storing those for now, in the basement.
And one of Lewis's tasks is gonna be like making some shelving, so if we have light fixtures down there, ceiling fan,
Just plumbing
Pretty
fixtures.
dry, is it dry enough down there to keep that stuff?
Yeah,
relatively.
yeah, it's pretty dry. I think overall it's dry. And, you know, ideally downstairs should be, or whenever we have a garage of some sort, should be set up as a mini hardware store. So that when Lewis is going to do something at one of the properties, he doesn't have to go to the store. He doesn't have to do this. He goes, you know what? I know I have a light fixture sitting down there on the shelf, on the second shelf, you know, in the back of the basement. So, and that way we're utilizing the items that we already have.
Exactly.
Great.
And then,
Eventually we'll have one in the store.
yeah,
That was part of the original plan.
Was it?
It was.
Was it?
The historic parts store.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so we received the ACR money, I said that, we paid Bolton, we still have to pay Delta. We did the walkthrough on the sprinkler, you guys will consider the sprinkler, if we pass this down to Brian Barker, that's the resolution for the sprinkler. And we got pricing on other components, which we're about to move forward with right now, and the last thing is Jeffrey, tell everybody where we are with the repair program in our environmentals.
With the repair program right now, we're just waiting for Dave Shear to get back to us from the city of Troy to ensure that all of the, all of the repairs that we're doing aren't gonna be changing the zoning of the land use. Once we get that done, we have, for the first 28, we have certification from Seed the solar, right? Yeah,
Seed engineering.
Seed engineering, yeah, that we, everything is free, everything is safe, everything is clean. I have everything all bundled up with the first 28 applications score-wise in a little folder. We have it separated by all of the different trades that we're gonna be doing, and then we can start, kind of tendering quotes from contractors pretty soon.
Those environmentals, as well as the letter from the city of Troy regarding occupancy is required by HCR.
Yeah.
And I want to speak to Jeffrey's work here, obviously with Paul's assistance in this, but since me and Paul took on the land bank, we've done probably 28 packets for environmentals, and they're not easy. I mean, they're check boxes, but you have to think through them all. And Jeffrey's got all 28 done.
I've got, and then another 22, I think, that are
Yeah,
also.
ready to go in case we have enough money to do all 40. So Jeffrey's done really hard work the last month getting this
A
together.
lot of hard work.
Always.
Taking a lot off my plate so that we can focus on bigger projects.
Especially when we have the
That's the,
construction.
by design, by design.
Did Dave Sheeran give you a timeline for his approvals? Jeffrey?
He'll
I
have a
think,
batch done tomorrow.
yeah, he said he was gonna start today.
He was on vacation.
Yeah.
All right.
And just so a note, the city will be charging us $50 per. In this case, and the reason is that we do not own the buildings. If we own the buildings, there would be no charge. But since it is residential property, the city must charge us $50 each. So if we do 40 of these, you're talking about $2,000 at the end of the day, just for transparency purposes.
$2,000 less we'll put in the buildings.
Yeah.
Period. Move on.
Yeah. So Suzanne, I think at that point, there's no questions. We're ready to award our contracts that we have.
Okay. So we need to award for RFP for sprinkler system for 836 River.
So this will be the, you all got a small sheet like that, and it's on the computer there. Yeah,
You can actually see it.
and, so we did the RFP, and we had 2 responses, one from Matthews, one from Albany Fire Protection. And Matthews is lower, and we've worked with Matthews, but I'm sure Albany Fire Protection can do a great job too. And to note, at 871 River Street, where we are, we paid $55,000 for a 3-unit sprinkler system on 2 stories. This is the price for 3 stories. all residential, not commercial, I don't know. I don't know what causes you to have different pricing. Maybe they like the condition of that building better and they hated the
I
condition.
believe that this being commercial costs more than
Yes.
the fit up of residential.
Because the requirements are different, or just because it's
Requirements are different.
Okay.
Requirements are different because it's commercial.
Well, I mean, that's how
That's the
people
industry
bid stuff
says.
that way.
Yeah.
I mean.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Anything commercial, always.
Yeah, well, yeah, I understand there'd be different requirements, yeah.
I make a motion to accept Matthew Sprinkler's bid for 836 River Street for the sprinklers.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the next one is for framing.
Yeah, if we go down the list here, these are the ones that we can consider. I know the agenda says framing for Glen Ave, and that's actually, I think I've got it pretty close. But this is a better master sheet because the agenda was published before this. So there were a couple that we don't have bidders for, so we have to do a full RFP, but 32 Glen Avenue, we had two prices come in, Bolton and Almighty GC. We have not worked with Almighty GC, but Habitat has, and a couple other vendors came through, and Jamie actually, they met with Jamie one time and asked to get on our vendor list, so we brought him through and they gave us pricing on many items. And in this one, they were $10,000 less than Bolton. We did get their insurance documents too.
So is there a motion to approve of Almighty GC?
All motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Passes.
Our next one is window installation. We separated window installation from window purchase because we wanted to try to solicit some women-owned suppliers to get our new numbers for women-owned businesses. If that can happen, that'd be great. In that, still got 4 quotes for the windows. Our lowest quote was Northeast Urban Construction. I believe everybody's familiar with them. They installed all the windows in this building. And
We've done numerous projects.
This is windows only or
just
installation?
Window installation only.
Oh, this is for installation, not for.
Correct.
That's right.
Oh,
Correct.
okay.
So at Glen Avenue, I think there's 24 windows, 22 regular double hungs and 2
Two
basement.
basement windows on the east side.
That's a significant
That's
difference.
a
Yeah.
difference.
So is it, are we sure they're apples to apples? Like, are we sure?
I mean, it's
those
installation,
plans,
right?
everything?
So
It's insulation. You take our
per,
window.
and I assume our stuff is like per manufacturer recommendations or whatever.
Right, yeah.
So,
And they've already worked for us, so they,
We've done them here.
Yeah, I did pretty
Well,
good.
if you do the math, okay, and this is the way I look at it, we have 24 windows, correct? So divide 24 by 7,200 and change, and you're looking at, give or
It's
take,
300 a window.
300 a window. That's about right.
which is what
Yeah,
it should
That's
cost.
about right.
Yeah.
You know,
Versus-
and,
Okay.
you know, and that's just install. You're not supplying the window, you're not doing anything
Yeah.
else. You're just installing. the
no,
window.
no materials at all, like no flashing, no.
Well,
No, you're gonna do
They'll have
some
to provide,
installation and things like
yeah,
that,
they'll have
yeah.
to provide the foam for insulation. It may be like, yeah.
Shim.
There could be shim, some
Yeah.
additional
Nails.
framing, minor framing. And I say framing, it's more of a shimmer, maybe a 1 by whatever it might be.
Yeah, pad
To
out.
accommodate, or padded.
Yeah.
So that one's under $10,000. You guys are welcome to vote on it. It's fine. It's probably better if you do. But typically under $10,000, as long as I have a second quote, if it's over 5, then it would be my procurement. But I'll let you guys make the motions because it's easier today to allow you guys to.
I'll motion to approve it as long as we're gonna approve Northeast Urban Construction for window installation at 32 Glen Ave.
Second.
Okay, and further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous, passes.
All right, 32 Glen Ave, we have plumbing. We have 2 quotes. Almighty GC was 31,000 and Bellevue was 19,900. Bellevue did the plumbing in this
In
building
this building.
here.
Again,
The
big
difference in price, yeah, I know, it is what it is. I mean, but Bellevue's work, I think they did a great job.
Which is actually quite interesting. Weren't they, I think they were 18.6 to do these 3
They were.
units. There are 3 bathrooms here, there were 2 bathrooms over there, so maybe Maybe they realize it's.
You plug it into your estimating tool, if you use one of those.
So they did 3 units for 18.6, but now they're 19.9 for the 2 units, and they price the same with the one below too. So.
It's all good. Sometimes there's staff compliments, and there's a bunch of factors that come in.
Sure.
Sure. Whether you really want the job or not.
Exactly.
That's,
If somebody's willing to give you what you're asking for.
I'll make a motion to approve Bellevue, is that how you say it? For the- Bellevue for 32 Glen Ave plumbing.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Moving on to the 332 9th Street.
Right, so 32 Glen Avenue and the HVAC, we did get some quotes, but because we didn't get enough quotes to support the actual, we need 3 quotes if it's between $20,000 and $30,000. We didn't get enough people to respond. In fact, we got some women-owned businesses that just said flat out, we're not interested, we don't have enough time. But then, interestingly
and we have a
enough,
list of those.
and interestingly enough, at 836 River Street, we had, because it's 3 units, we put out an RFP and the same company responded like, can we get the bid documents? But
It makes no rhyme or reason.
so we'll see what we get, but we're gonna RFP it, because if you get one response with an RFP, then you can move forward with the RFP.
And that and the other one you see for RFP will be going out today.
Yeah, this one and this one, the HVAC. There's also the River Street, which already went out to RFP. So 332 9th Street, windows. Almighty GC and Northeast Urban and Pelco all put out pricing. And Northeast Urban was the same 7,200 and there was fewer windows there, so I'm not sure what the difference is, but there was 17 windows with 2 basic windows.
So it's not per window, it's just showing up to get the work done.
Is that-
It's per building,
Maybe they have a
And how many
minimum.
units is
If
that?
I show up, this is the.
There's a 2 unit at 336.
or what they can do in.
So, I mean,
2
third
days
floor
or
versus
whatever.
second floor, if you're working on the outside of the building, that make a difference. A little more scaffolding, a little.
No, the Glen and 332 are all second, or
Oh,
second,
those, I thought the other
two
ones.
They're
families.
both 2.
Okay, that was.
836 is a 3 unit.
Yeah, so it could have been an error too,
Ah,
so.
wow. Copy paste.
Are there timing constraints if you have one bidder getting multiple projects? Will it?
I think the windows have to be done by next September, a year from September, in order for us to meet our grant requirements.
Okay.
So that's the timeline for the whole grant. Now, we still have to buy the windows and we have to work through which windows we're buying from what vendor, so.
Correct.
This is sort of just getting what we can RFP going. The main things that we need to do from a construction standpoint is the framing. If you don't get your framing done, you can't do any of your rough and electrical and plumbing, so.
Well, also helps plan out the timeline too, if people know that we gotta plug them in somewhere.
Okay, so,
Well, I'll motion Northeast that we vote for Northeast Urban Construction to do window installation on 332 9th Street.
Second,
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Passes. Plumbing,
Yeah, we have 332 9th Street plumbing. Again, it's almost identical with Almighty GC and Bellevue in terms of their pricing. And saying the same as I think it's a 2-family building or a 2-story building, so.
I think I push a motion to approve Bellevue for the plumbing at 332 9th Street.
Second.
all in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes.
Right, and I already described the HVAC at 332 9th Street. In 836, oh yeah, so Paul, this one here, the plumbing job is a 3-story plumbing job, so it's, when you're under 20,000, you just need 2 quotes, but when you're over 20,000, you need 3 quotes.
Right.
And if you're over 30, you need RFP, that's our procurement policy, so there weren't enough bidders here, so we'll be putting out these 3 per bid. So we're on framing, we had Almighty GC at 21,000 and change, Bolton at 28,700 and Pelco at 23,500. Pelco did the framing here, Bolton did 3340 6th Avenue, and they also, 3340 6th Avenue and 834 River Street, and Almighty it's our first time with them, so.
So was there did we award any to Almighty yet?
Yes, we
Yeah,
gave them the
top
Yeah,
framing
a couple
at
already.
32 Glen Avenue.
Is,
And that was also for framing, right?
Yes, I think that's all that they're awarded so far. Right there.
Yeah, that's
I guess I'm just wondering, if, you know, is there value in seeing what they can do before we award multiple projects to them? Like Pelco's not too far off from there.
Yeah, I kind of
And
agree
we
with
know
that,
what
and we
Pelco's
know what
done.
Pelco does.
It's a, you know, it's just a question around testing the waters. Do you see what they're capable of, how they operate in their first award, and then in the future, consider them further?
That's entirely up to you guys.
Yeah, I had similar thoughts, but so then my counter would be, so if this was a bid for, how much was the other bid? Similarly, around 20.
Can you scroll?
17 to 27.
If this was a $40,000 project, would we not do it? Like if it was just one project? So, because, I mean, that's, so what's our
If it was
risk?
a
Our
40
risk is $40,000 of work to a company we haven't used before. Yes, it's now, potentially, it would be two places.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we would be, like, I don't want that big a project on a new company we haven't used before, but just another way to look at it, because I was sort of checking.
Well, what's the timeline on framing either of these properties? Because framing would be one of the
Your
first things.
expectation, not the grant.
Right. Our expectation, I think that we want to get all the rough framing done in a month or two.
Okay,
Yeah.
So that way.
Ideally, I'd like to see it done by September 15th.
Right, so-
Ideally.
so they're,
Month
so,
and a half.
That's 2 months. September 15th, yeah.
yeah, so soon.
Framing's fixable.
Yeah.
Framing's fixable.
Thank you.
In the beginning. Well, it's always.
So, how big of a crew does Almighty have?
When they had 4 people in the email chain between me, Paul,
4
Jamie,
people showed up when I went to show them the properties.
Yeah.
So,
I
and
think
they viewed all properties and they spent substantial amounts of time at
In
each
your
property.
expertise, how long do you think it's gonna take to frame each one?
3 weeks, tops.
Each one?
So they're gonna go from one and roll right over to the other one, provided they have no other.
Or,
Who
well,
knows,
or
unless
they
unless you
two
have-
crews working on it.
how many crews do you have, and that I don't have an answer to. Which either way is not gonna hurt
And they
us.
understand the timeline?
I think if we were to write a contract, that they would understand the timeline, as long as we have it in our contract.
So what happens if we don't like the first go? And but we've given them,
I think at that
Second.
point that Brad and myself would bring it back to the board.
Mhm.
Let
We've
us,
done that.
we've done that before, with 2 different contractors and expressing our discontent, if you
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
And then asking the board permission to move in a different direction.
But moving in a different direction sometimes ends up with us paying something.
correct.
It's possible, you know, with the one contractor that kind of just didn't get back to us regarding windows on the facade program, it did not cost us. As a matter of fact, I think when you crunch the numbers at the end of the day, we ended up doing a little better. How that is, I don't know, but, you know, we're gonna obviously manage that if that situation brings itself to the surface.
All right, so regarding each of the 2 properties, so 836, I mean, we're only about $2,000 off with one we don't know and one we do know. What are the nuances of 836 that we need somebody that we don't know, or that, like, we
Or
want
is there
somebody
anything
to.
tricky there? Is that
No,
your
I
question?
mean,
That's my
actually,
question.
Glen Avenue would be more tricky because.
Yeah.
836 is bone dry and it's completely down to the studs.
Right.
And all they're doing is taking studs out and putting new studs in. And,
So no redesign, no.
No,
It's nothing-
nothing major. I
nothing
mean,
significant.
we're moving one load-bearing wall by a foot.
Yeah.
It's really not a big deal.
So what could go wrong if we don't like your work?
What could go
Because I'm
wrong?
not a framer.
That's a pretty wide question.
I think Brian answered pretty good, right, Brian?
Yeah, framing's easier to fix.
Got good eyes in the field, yeah.
Yeah.
Just fix it.
Yeah, I mean, part of that comes back to, are we keeping an eye on it?
Well, sure,
right?
of course. And I think between myself
Or.
and Brad and then Lewis on
Yes.
top of this, who's in the game on a regular, everyday basis, I don't think you're gonna get a bias. there's something going on, you know? And we're not afraid to put a stop work order on anybody. We are not. I did it when we had the contractor here, so.
And where are they out of? Are they local?
Albany,
Albany, yeah, Larch Street is where, in Dana Avenue. Where I got it on MapQuest, it says Dana Avenue, and in Procore, it's Larch Street. I think they're a pretty substantial company in general.
I think I've seen them, like the vans around Albany when I
It's
was
like-
over there.
Yeah, it's like a real, these look like real pictures, that looks like that. That's almost the same picture as our bookkeeper. Yeah, so
Licensed and insured.
there you go, they have a 518 number, isn't that nice?
I'm okay with giving them a try. I'm
Yeah, I mean,
both.
if you feel comfortable managing a performance issue, if we see it in the first project. then-
5 minutes.
Yeah, then- you know,
Yeah,
just, you know.
You're late. I'll sit. Looks, you're out. Absolutely.
did somebody make a motion?
Not yet.
I'll motion that we approve, the lost track.
Yeah,
Are we all my general
On
contractors?
my, yeah.
For the framing contract on 836 River Street.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, they got it.
All right, and then the last one, 836 River Street, there's some masonry work. Our plans spec us to, there's some brick windows, it's a brick building, and there's some windows that need to be made into passable doorways, so you have to remove a couple of layers of brick down to the floor so that people can walk through. There's, every chimney in the place has a hole where a vent pipe needs to go in, and it needs to be sealed the hole so you don't have environmental stuff coming through, mice coming in and then getting by the walls. There's a chimney or two that needs to be bricked bricked up so that way that you don't have, again, the same thing. It's literally a fireplace made out of brick that we're gonna put a wall in front of, so we need a brick to face it. And there's another chimney where the roof vent comes down, the drain comes through, and it looks like if you hit it with a nice strong pole, you can knock all the brick out. So there's general masonry work to be done there. You got two prices. Bolus, the guy who did the brickwork here, and Bolton, the guy who did the brickwork at 834 River Street, so we have experience with both of them.
positive experience with both.
And I liked the detail on Bolus as well. So if you look at their detail, if I'm going to, it will pop up for me today. Yeah,
And also, with Acrobat especially, I find, like, it could be running in the background and you could like force kill it and then you can redo it from the menu panel.
yeah. Well, I like the detailing.
Yeah, I mean, if we have,
I'll
you've
get it
got
up.
experience with both of them. I make a motion to, accept Bolus Property Maintenance, for masonry at 836 River Street.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, Phyllis has it. So moving on, any other business that we have?
I would say, just quickly, there was a discussion on Reddit that potentially we would talk about how much money is left in the repair program. And so since that came up, I just want to say on camera that we cannot spend any money until the state awards or allows us through our environmental work. So we still have the full $500,000, and we'll have that until we start awarding contracts. So just wanted to mention it because it was on Reddit about our meeting today.
Wow.
Yeah. We did it exhaustively.
What's up with that?
The Troy subreddit.
Troy sub, okay, yeah.
There's somebody that posts all of the meetings that are happening this month or this week. And in there, they post where you can find the agenda and where you can find the live stream. So it's just,
Yeah, I'm in the Troy Reddit a lot, so.
yeah, so I just mentioned that we did, obviously, you all know, we got 40 applicants. So even if we awarded everybody a little piece of the $500,000 pie, that's only $12,500 per person. Or $12,000 per person.
Mine is 50 each.
And some are minus what?
Minus 50 each for the environmental.
No, that comes
No.
out of our program.
Oh, it doesn't come out of the grant,
So,
okay.
yeah, so
Yeah.
we get 5% on the $500,000 program, or 500,000, so we get $25,000.
Right.
We're spending 8,400 with seed in order to get the environmental checklist, and then 2,000 with the city in order to say that there's no zoning difference, and then that extra $15,000 is largely going to pay Jeffrey's salary. So we're doing the program because we think it's the right thing to do, not
Not
because
because
it's
we're
a
gonna.
profitable
Put money in
endeavor.
our
for
Yeah,
It fits our mission, and, you know, we might actually spend a little extra, I don't know. Either way,
I was mostly just joking.
but
I get
the
you.
500 is
Yeah,
just for construction, the program delivery is on top of that, and so you can't mix and mingle. But yeah, so $12,000 per, we're gonna be doing some roofs, they're gonna be 20,000, so I don't think we're gonna ever. The reason I didn't bring up any round two stuff is because of that. We have it filed the way people that are ready for round two, but we didn't make them go through all the hoops because we still have to figure out, it's gonna take us a few months.
There's folks out there who need a boiler and a roof, you know, and then there's other folks who just need
A front step,
a front step.
one step.
Right,
1,000
one large
bucks.
step, yeah, et cetera. So, you know, wherever the money exhausts itself, that's where it happens.
Yeah, we'll find out.
We can help to get to around two, but.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you said.
And if anybody's listening, encourage people to still contact us, because we'll
Absolutely.
file it away and we'll apply for it again if the state wants to do it.
Yeah.
And they'll be the first people to be notified of it.
Sure.
Okay, any other business? So is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Actually, I did have one other business, sorry, I just was delayed.
Wake up.
Because we paused for, I was thinking about it. So just as a response to your bringing up a Reddit post and prior to this meeting, we were discussing some Facebook comments that were related to the land bank. And I just wondered if we should consider, or do we have, and I'm unaware, of any kind of social media policies? Like, should directors and employees comment, not discuss certain things about the land bank business? I mean, you know, I commented on Facebook because people should come to the meeting who were questioning what was going on. And I feel like that should always be appropriate. It's a public meeting, it's already posted. But it just you're mentioning Reddit, and I was just thinking about this now. Which is why it took me a second.
I'm unaware of a policy.
Yeah, I don't think we have one.
But I
don't know that we
think
need
that
one,
99% of what I've seen in social media has been more than positive
but sure.
about the land bank. And I know Brad posts stuff on behalf of land bank, and also with his own personal account. I post stuff with my own personal account, really just to promote whatever program that we might be working on,
Sure.
or the fact that
And
we're
I've shared stuff
or
too.
the fact that we're having a meeting today, you know. And so far, so good. But if the board wants to make a policy, right?
Yeah, I'm not advocating that we need one. I just sort of made me think, should we consider it? Is it something, you know, or should we ask council if they have suggestions about it? I don't know. I don't even know what
Basically, you're asking
liabilities
is-
there might be.
Is it okay to respond? You know? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a
Legitimate
public
question.
forum,
Certainly
so-
sharing public information is fine. Like, I can't imagine there's no reason not to share
I mean,
a
as long
post
as you're
about a
not
meeting.
dogging it.
But getting into, I mean, you know, people get into conversations. So, I just made me think of it. I don't know that we need to take any action right now, just thought I'd bring it out, something to think about.
Well, I think perhaps if something negative is said that needs a response, maybe
Yeah, like
maybe somebody could respond, but I mean, if it's just negative banter, that makes no sense.
yeah. I responded to somebody saying that the land bank has no ties to the city and it's all a farce. So I just posted the city's financial statement showing the land bank is tied to the city's financial, and then also the applicable state law that says it's a state entity and a public authority. In an effort to sort of educate people, because people don't know, they think that we're a nonprofit akin to TRIP, which we're very different than TRIP in terms of like all our meetings are live streamed and all of our documents are online. Even before, this morning I was reached out by an organization called the Community Builders, personally, not to do with the land bank, but they reached out because they needed something done that my contract company could do. And I'm looking online for like, what are their bylaws. They don't have any meeting minutes or bylaws or anything. They operate completely in a silo, whereas the land bank, we can't, like, if somebody asks us, is there documentation of how many times Brad sneezed today? You'd have to provide it in a FOIL request. So as long as the document exists, people can FOIL it as long as it's also not protected. So the point I'm trying to make is, a lot of times I try to educate people so that nobody feels like they have to go down a rabbit hole to extract information.
To find out what
Somebody
they do.
asks me a question, I want to give them the answer, I'd rather be more transparent than to invite people questioning our intentions at the land bank, what we're doing.
Well, and it sounds like your response was
Factual.
information, it wasn't a comment, it was no commentary, it was just
Right.
information.
Well, this particular person has a bug up his butt about us for some reason and says we're a fraud, and he kept repeating it. And Andrew and I were both on there, and we referred them to the website. We didn't get into personal, you're an idiot or anything like that, although he did say that about me. But I was talking to someone else about this in general, and they said that, sometimes you can't ignore these things. You can't take the high road because then everybody believes that it might be true because you didn't say anything.
It plants a seed of doubt.
Yeah.
Allow this person.
And so, but that was just something to think about. I don't have a particular
You're welcome.
strong recommendation at this
Maybe
point.
you can email our council and ask them their thoughts on it.
Sure. I'll do that.
Hey, hopefully it go away. He's worn out his.
Well, this wasn't in particular about a recent event.
No.
It was just on top of that, and then mentioning Reddit.
He
And
popped it out of nowhere.
yeah, well, yeah, it wasn't even related to the post. So.
On Facebook or?
Yeah,
Yeah, the Facebook one.
it was a post about sidewalk paving, and this guy just brought us up out of nowhere.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Who knows?
sometimes-
First Amendment is still the First Amendment.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
people can say whatever they want. We can't tell them what to say or to think. We can just be as transparent as we can.
Exactly.
Yep.
And feed them good information.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyhow, can we adjourn?
Anything else?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any objections? See you next month.